Hi, this is Water and Air 1111. Thank you for watching another video of mine. Thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel and to my videos and getting personal readings. If you're interested in a personal reading, the link to my website is in the description below, as well as the link to my Instant Go if you just need a few tarot cards to answer your question. So I hope you guys have all been doing well. Today is the eclipse. It's Friday night where I am. I hope you guys have been doing well energetically. The tiredness has just really continued on for me, and a number of synchronicities were pretty intense today. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys have been feeling. This is going to be the eclipse reading for the Divine Masculine. We're going to see just what's coming up, what's going on with the Divine Masculine right now. So I'm going to be using one of my tarot decks, the Tarot of Dreams, just keeping it really simple. And then I'm going to clarify with my Rider-Waite and my Crystal Visions tarot deck. We're going to see what's going on. And I don't think I'm going to do any categories or anything for this. We're just going to see what we're needing to know, what's coming through the Divine Masculine energy. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just split the deck, and we're going to just draw some cards from the top and see what's going on, Divine Masculine. Okay. So, wow, look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Lover's card. So, with all of the energy that's going on, which we're going to see in a second, at the heart of the matter, at the base of this, is the Lovers. Divine Masculine is definitely thinking of their Divine Feminine, definitely in a sexual matter, in a physical matter, wanting that kind of physical touch, that sexual connection and interaction with their Divine Feminines. And I have my Pandora on again in my headphones, and the song that's on is Lay Your Head on My Pillow and Just Relax. So, like I said, Divine Masculine are definitely feeling a sexual and spiritual connection, but definitely feeling particularly passionate and wanting a, kind of that physical touch and sensation with their Divine Feminine. So, let's just start off with getting, let's see. We'll just get 3 cards to start, and I may draw more if it seems like we need to. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Hermit card. So the Hermit card, it kind of actually makes sense to me that this is coming through, because the Hermits are really about going within, about looking within yourself for figuring out your own spiritual journey so that you can find guidance from within about what it is you need to be doing. Looking within for the answers instead of looking outwards. Especially for some Divine Masculine, you may be feeling very confused right now, very kind of conflicted right now. And so you may be looking within a lot and reflecting a lot these last couple of days and going forward to the next few days as well. Just trying to figure out what everything means. What does this mean? And like this guy's scepter, I'm not sure how well you can see. So this guy's scepter, it almost looks like a clock to me. So I feel like you may be spending a lot of time alone if you haven't already. Just kind of taking literal time for yourself, taking time to recenter yourself, to reorganize yourself, and figure out what it is you feel, what direction you want to go in your life in general. Yeah, I feel like this is more like reflecting on life changes, like what do I want, what do I want to do, where do I see myself going forward from here. So let's get I'm going to draw another card from the deck just to clarify this, and then I'll start bringing in my other decks. Okay, so clarifying that, we have, the Nine of Swords one. Yeah, I'm not the best at Roman numerals. We have the Nine of Swords clarifying the Hermit card. So like I said, it's like you're in thought, excuse me, you're in lots of thought. You're trying to figure out, trying to clear your mind to find your own path going forward, because you've been in a state where you're like, I don't know what to do. And look at this full moon in the background of this Nine of Swords. You've been in this state where I don't know what to do. What's the right move for me to make? Your mind is going a mile a minute recently. And even in this card, the tree, it almost looks like a claw, like coming down or something. So you maybe feel a bit defensive right now, or a bit like everything is kind of crushing down on you, feeling a bit pressured. Like there are a lot of things going on in your life, and adding your thoughts to that is just like overwhelming, very overwhelming right now. So that's part of the reason why you've been going into this hermit mode. And looking at this, they're both the nines. This is part of the reason why you've been going in this hermit mode, trying to figure out what you want to do going forward, dealing with whatever fears, stress, expectations, guilt, sadness that you've been dealing with, and overthinking, trying to go within and kind of sort your mind out and figure out, okay, where do I go from here? How do I move beyond this Nine of Swords feeling? Because I don't want to be in that anymore. So now I'm going to clarify with another deck. So I'm going to clarify with my Crystal Visions deck. So why else? Let's figure out what this Nine of Swords is about. Why is the Divine Masculine in this Nine of Swords energy? So we know why you're in hermit mode, but what is it that you've been overthinking or fearing to happen? Or overthinking? Feeling any guilt or sadness about? Okay, we got Four of Wands right away. Bottom of the deck for that is the Three of Swords. So what you're overthinking right now is definitely your own stability. Now, for some of you, this is definitely having to do with your twin flame. You're overthinking your connection with your divine feminine, thinking about what's transpired, thinking about some of you how you had a commitment before, and how it's changed, how it's shifted to the point where there is separation right now, where there is sadness, or just overthinking the fact that regarding your twin flame, regarding your divine feminine, there has been hurt there has been pain there that you have caused, because it's like you're coming through as the Nine of Swords here, and then with the Three of Swords, like these three swords are sticking into the woman in this card. So you may be looking over literally like this, like, oh my gosh, I remember that I caused this, my divine feminine, to feel hurt, to feel sad. I contributed to the separation, almost like I was part of the problem, and that's why you were, or not part of the problem, but you were part of the reason why things developed the way they did. And then you're overthinking it like, oh my gosh, I had some type of commitment, I had this connection, and now it's shifted. Why is it shifted? So let's see. Let's use my Rider-Waite deck now. What else is this Nine of Swords about? For some of you, in addition to it being about your divine feminine, you're also feeling stressed about creating stability in your life, creating, almost like creating creating stability regarding your own like career, I feel like, in particular. What else is this Nine of Swords? Okay, Five of Swords, like I said. You're thinking about not only the hurt that you caused to your divine feminine, and that was the bottom of the deck for the other deck, and underneath that was the Knight of Cups. It's because you gave this offer to your divine feminine, or your divine feminine gave an offer to you, but now it led to some type of heartbreak or separation with your divine feminine. And now with the Five of Swords coming out as well, you're thinking about, again, the kind of role you played in the separation that you two may be experiencing right now. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. For some of you, your situation with your divine feminine was that you left your divine feminine behind. You left your divine feminine holding these, interestingly, three swords. Three of Swords. And you kind of like rescinded an offer or delayed something. And now you're seeing how, again, seeing your own role in the situation. And it's something you've been thinking about a lot lately. And all of that thinking is making you kind of, again, want to sort out your mind and figure out, what does this all mean? What do I do with this information? What do I do with these thoughts and feelings that I have going forward? So let's get a card for this Hermit card. So how is this Hermit card going to turn out? Five of Pentacles. So it's like you being in this hermit mode and figuring things out in your mind is good, but obviously it's going to make you feel even more separate and more distant from your divine feminine. Bottom of the deck is the Devil reverse. So some of you are going to be realizing that part of the shift that you are needing to make while you're in this hermit mode, you'll be realizing part of the thing that needs to happen is you completing the release with a karmic situation. Completing the release with a situation that you've been kind of tethered to or connected to that's not serving you. Because it's like you going in this hermit mode, you being in this Nine of Swords, thinking about the situation with your divine and feminine. It's going to make you feel more disconnected from your divine feminine. It's going to make you feel more left out and abandoned and just not together with your divine feminine. But it's also going to be highlighting a karmic situation that's like almost complete, but it's not completely closed the door on. And it's like going to become more apparent that that's what you're needing to do. And underneath the Devil reversed is the Two of Wands reversed. So it's like, again, I feel like some of you have a karmic situation that's almost complete, but you're needing to maybe completely close the chapter, and you spending time in isolation is going to just highlight that more to you. Okay, so let's go to the next card. We have Eight of Swords. So again, you are very much in your mind right now, divine masculine. And I think at some point the moon's going to be going into Aquarius this weekend. So again, if you haven't already been feeling this divine masculine, this may be taking over for you this weekend. And again, we have all the Swords energy really in your mind, really overthinking things. And Mercury's in retrograde, so it's like we're already in that energy of re-evaluating things. So with this Eight of Swords, feeling false feelings of being trapped. Again, you're going to be in your mind. You're going to be thinking about situations from the past. You're going to be thinking about where you are versus where you want to be. And there may be certain situations that you have not finished closing out, or you feel like you can't make a move on, even though in all actuality you can. But it's coming from a place of being overly in your mind. That's kind of almost, sometimes when you think about something a lot, it's like the longer you drag on thinking about it, the more it's almost like think about it too much and you never do something. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting for this, with this Eight of Swords. So let's get a clarifying card for this. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. It's like the more you're in your mind, the more you're thinking about a situation and not acting on a situation, feeling like you're trapped, the more you're not going to be this Queen of Swords, the more you're not going to be this black and white person and say, I need to cut something out, I need to make a change, so I'm going to do it, I'm going to get it done. And again, it's like, there's something that you need to make an action on, or something you've been thinking on making an action on, but haven't yet done it because you're like, oh my gosh, all the possibilities. It could go right, it could go wrong. Maybe I don't know the right things to say, but it's like all in your mind. You're in a bubble, but it's like not real. You can pierce this bubble with all these swords, but you're still acting like it's concrete. And then it's preventing you from taking these actions, because there are certain actions that have also been on your mind that are also on the table and available for you to make. So let's get a clarifying deck from the Crystal Visions Tarot. So what is this Queen of Swords about? Like, what are we thinking about changing, thinking about doing, Divine Masculine? And again, with the with all these swords, it's like swords are about thinking, but it's also about communication. Right now, you're more in that thinking phase instead of the communication phase, but I feel like this is going to be about communication. What is this Queen of Swords about? What are we thinking of? What are we thinking of doing in terms of action? And we have the Ace of Swords. Wow, Divine Masculine. So all of you Divine Masculine who are air signs, let me know if you've already been feeling this energy like all this week, because this is so much swords energy going on. So what you're thinking of doing, your action you're thinking of taking, is, it's like clarity of mind. This is the communication I was just talking about. It's like communicating your truth to someone because you're closing out a chapter, or communicating your truth to someone because you're starting something new. But either way, it's because you have a clarity of mind of how you feel and how you think that you're able to take action. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. So you're struggling, clearly, which you've kind of already seen, you're struggling about expressing your truth to someone. You're struggling about really solidifying in your mind an action plan that you want to take. For some of you, you're needing to express yourself to someone else who you've been having some difficulty with. And the song that I'm getting on Pandora right now is Unbreak My Heart. So you guys are needing to express, your truth so that you can feel happy, so that you can feel wholeness again in your life. And underneath that is the only other pentacles that we've gotten. King of Pentacles. You're needing to reassert your control in your life, and you're wanting to do that. But you're having to get over the struggle first. You're having to get over the ego and pettiness in some of the connections you have. Anything that was causing you to not speak your full truth, you're needing to remove. You're needing to stop holding back, being the Queen of Swords, being in this bubble. This bubble is not real again. Okay, so let's get a card for the Rider-Waite deck. What else is this Queen of Swords card about for what we're trying to express? Okay, so we have the Hierophant in the reverse position. So you're needing to remove expectation. You're needing to remove, literally you're needing to get outside of the box. You're needing to get outside of this bubble. You're needing to cut out and do your own thing. You need to stop being traditional. You need to stop going with the plan of other people and going with your own plan. Some of you are needing to remove yourself from a relationship that you're in, from a marriage that you're in. And again, it's like you're aware of it, but you are almost succumbing to your thoughts of thinking about something so much that you're not taking action on it. Now, the bottom of the deck for that is the Four of Swords. So again, it's like you've been in this Four of Swords, which we've seen from this reading. You're very much in your mind. You're in this Four of Swords, but it's like you're thinking, oh, I should break out the box. I should not be in a certain commitment, whether it's a relationship or a job or just doing what other people want me to do. I don't need to, I'm thinking about how I don't need to be in this situation. I'm thinking about how I should probably speak my truth, but I'm in this bubble. I'm not breaking out of it. And more than that, like if you look at all the swords we have here, with all the swords we have to find masculine, this bubble shouldn't even be existing around you. You literally have more than enough swords to break out any constraints that you may be feeling. And the bottom of, I already showed you the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords, but underneath that is the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So it's like, you're thinking about leaving something behind. You're knowing you need to leave something behind. Again, whether it's a relationship or a job or just your own thought patterns of who you're dealing with and what you're doing, you're knowing that some changes needed to be made, but an action has not been taken yet. You're just thinking about breaking out the box, of doing your own thing, of speaking your truth, but you're not doing it. You're holding back. This Queen of Swords energy. Some of you are really unhappy right now, and you're needing to literally like step up for yourself because you're feeling all of this heartbrokenness, but you're not you're not taking action to remedy it. What is this what's going to happen with this Eight of Swords energy? What's going to happen with this Divine Masculine and this Eight of Swords? Okay, Two of Swords reversed. So it's definitely you because you're coming out as so much swords here. So as you continue to be in the Eight of Swords, it's going to get to the point where you're going to burst your own bubble. You're going to be unable to just sit in that bubble and really like deal with things anymore. It's going to be, the bubble's going to be burst. You're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to shift or be shifted. And look at that, bottom of the deck is Ten of Swords. It's like, you know this is already over, so go ahead and make the decision to shift. You know it's over, so don't just sit in this. Make the decision. And bottom, underneath the Ten of Swords is the Seven of Pentacles. That's where you've been just sitting, waiting, thinking, hoping, wishing, but not taking action. Okay, so let's go on to the last card. Okay, and so all of this goes together, but look at how this is the only card that we got reversed. So we have the King of Wands in reverse. So normally the King of Wands upright is like, I'm going to create my life to be exactly what I want it to be. I've got ambition, I've got drive, I've got creativity, I've got passion, I've got the willpower, I've got a goal, I'm going to reach my goal, I'm going to use any means necessary to kind of make my life, make my environment what I want it to be. With this King of Wands in reverse, it's like you can't channel your energy the right way. Your energy is scattered. You may know what you want, but you don't have the focus. You don't have the determination to follow through to get what you want. And I feel like, again, this is going back to the other cards we have with you being in the Hermit and needing that isolation, needing to figure things out. Yeah, if you're in Hermit mode, it's going to be hard for you to be the King of Wands upright. Also, for those of you who are more just, you're out of hermit mode, you know what you want, but you haven't taken action. If you don't take action, obviously you can't be the King of Wands. So again, with this King of Wands reverse, some of you have gotten through the phase where you've taken a little bit of action, you have a little bit of a clear plan, but you haven't completely channeled the energy and channeled all your passion in the right way to where you have the follow through to definitely achieve your goal. So with this, I feel like Divine Masculine, it's like you're still trying to figure things out. You're still trying to channel your energy in the right way. Some of you may have even had false starts here, reaching out to your Divine Feminine or taking an approach for a certain other goal in your life, but not being successful with it, and not turning out the way you want it to be. And for some of you, it's because your own clarity of mind isn't completely there yet. You don't know exactly, the steps to put yourself in the most successful position. For others of you with this King of Wands reverse, you've had a false start because you haven't channeled your energy in a way for it to be to put yourself strategically in the best place. So it's like some of you don't have clarity on what it is you want. Others of you know what you want, but you haven't strategically thought out the best path for you to take. Some of you are overwhelmed with, in terms of reaching out to your Divine Feminine, are overwhelmed in the energy of being maybe a little bit lustful, a little bit just worried about the sexual things and the physical things with your Divine Feminine. And so that's kind of almost distracting you off your path, even though that's obviously, something that's worth enjoying with your twin. But it's like it has to happen at the right time. You want to lay the foundation the right way. Okay, so let's get a card for this King of Wands. And just like I was saying, Six of Wands or Six of Swords in reverse. This is that false start. It's like we can't start a new chapter and say, I'm ready to travel and go to the next stage of our connection or the next stage of my life regarding something, because my energy is not channeled the right way. You may want more and more with your Divine Feminine, but it's like if you're overcome by the more physical things, or if you don't have a plan for some of the details necessary to shape the environment the way you want it to be, like the King of Wands does, then you're going to get a false start. You might go a little bit, but it'll be fleeting. It won't be long lasting. You won't make it all the way to your destination. So let's get a card for the Six of Swords reversed. So for the Six of Swords reversed, what is this about? Why was this Six of Swords reversed for the Divine Masculine? Okay, the Tower. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups. So for some of you Divine Masculine with this Six of Swords reversed, the kind of false start that you may have had towards pursuing a certain goal or pursuing your Divine Feminine in some way, it's because for some of you, it looks like it wasn't time. It's like you had a Tower moment and you may have panicked afterwards and immediately wanted to go and approach a certain goal or approach your Divine Feminine, because it's like you had a Tower moment, you realize, oops, sorry, something fell. You may have had your Tower moment, realize how unhappy you were in a situation, realize that you wanted to leave it behind, but it's like you have to plan things in the right way. If you have a Tower moment and immediately just jump into something else without kind of learning the lesson completely or taking time to digest what happened and make a plan, which is what the King of Wands upright would do, then no, it's like you're going to have this false start, and then that'll kind of lead to additional things for you to deal with for whether you're trying to pursue a new job right after you have some type of Tower moment. If it's not the right time, if you haven't had the kind of decompressing processing time, then it won't happen the way that you want it to be. It won't be long lasting. It'll be a bit fleeting. So let's get a Rider-Waite card. So what was this Tower moment about that was preventing the Six of Swords from happening? Page of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So like I said, if you had some type of Tower moment surrounding self-expression, like it's like some of you with this Page of Cups and this Queen of Pentacles, and the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you, it's like it just hits you, not that it literally just hits you, but some of you have had this massive realization about what it is that makes you happy and who it is that makes you happy and what it is you need in terms of relationship and interpersonal connection. And because of that, realizations and honesty you had within yourself, and for some of you, honesty regarding how things with your divine feminine happened in a previous time period and like in the past, it's like shook you up and made you realize, oh man, this is what I really want to do. Oh man, this is the person I really want to have in my life. And it really just struck you off your feet. And like shook your world upside down, having that type of honesty of feelings. But just because you make the realization about who you want in your life or what you want to do in life or what you want to pursue in life, that's great to have the realization, but you need a plan before going with the Six of Swords to make it come into fruition. So I want to let's get another card for, what is this Tower card about? What else can we know about this Tower moment? Eight of Wands. So this Tower moment for some of you happens really quickly. Really quick realizations. For some of you, something may have literally broken down that made you realize that you need to do an about face. It made you realize that something else makes you happy, or something else or someone else is who you're wanting to have in your energy, in your life. And so that made you kind of have an about face. What else can we know about this Tower moment? Seven of Pentacles, failure. So some of you, like I said, a situation may have fallen before you. A situation may have broken down before you. And because of the failure of a situation, because of a situation not working out, kind of literally crumbling like the tower in front of you, you realized there's something else that I want to have in my life. There's something else that I want to pursue. There's something else that I want to go after, or my divine feminine that I want to go after. And it gave you this kind of exhilarating passion to know that and realize that and be like, yeah, this is what I want. And it made you want to act swiftly. But again, like I was saying, you don't want to act too swiftly, which some of you may have acted a little bit too swiftly with this feeling that you were having regarding what it is that you want, leading to a false start. And the bottom of the deck for that was Four of Pentacles, which is power. So, like I said, it's like something crumbling, then realizing, man, I've got to do something else. I want to act swiftly because I feel passionate about making it happen. So, what's going to be happening with this King of Wands reversed for the Divine Masculine? got like a lot of cards, so I'm just going to shuffle again. What's going on with this King of Wands reverse? What's going to happen with this King of Wands? King of Wands reverse. Divine Masculine. Six of Cups. So although some of you have had this false start, some of you may have a little bit trigger happy, a little bit jumping the gun in terms of not having a full plan for pursuing a certain goal, a job, a move, a change, a reintroduction with your divine feminine. You're going to be getting back around to it. You're going to come back again. You're going to have that opportunity to really get things on track the way that you would have wanted it to be. The bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. So you'll be able to start refocusing your energy to come together again with this goal, with this thing from the past. Well, from your past trigger happiness, really. I'm going to get one more card. So this really was all about your feeling that connection with your divine feminine, divine masculine. And the cards that I got is the Five of Wands, which was Strife, the Three of Wands, Virtue, and the Queen of Cups. So I feel like divine masculine, you're going to be overcoming these struggles. You're going to be getting kind of that ability to balance and have vision for what you want going forward by listening to your intuition. So no matter what stage of this energy you're in, just keep listening to that gut feeling, to that intuition about what it is you should be doing in terms of actions, about what's the right way to think about something. And yeah, that's going to be the best guide here. And just one more card from the deck is the Two of Wands. So again, you'll be going your own way. You'll be making the decision about where you're wanting to go forward. Channeling that energy, not scattered at all. So that is your Eclipse reading, Divine Masculine. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with where you are, or Divine Feminine if this resonates with where your Divine Masculine is from what you're aware of. Yeah, so if you're interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description, and I will see you in my next video.